Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the next episode of my Ultimate Iron Man, my free-to-play Ultimate Iron Man progress on this account, Ngrams. Somebody mentioned in the last video about the username. It's actually a song by a band that I listen to named Chimp's Banner. It doesn't have any relation to Destiny or some other game. I think Ark. There's something called Ngrams in, but yeah, that's where the name came from if you're curious. But anyways, what I've been doing since the last episode. I've mostly been doing ranged. I did finish off my melee stats to get them to 40, and I did that at Minotaurs. And then I trained ranged about 1 to 20 on like chickens, I think it was, and kept the feathers that I used for fishing later on. And then 20 to 40 I did Minotaurs again, and stacked up more iron arrows. I was gaining more iron arrows than I was losing, even if I was using them at Minotaurs, which was pretty cool. And by the time I was done with 40 ranged and 40 my melees, I had like 4.3k iron arrows. And so I brought those to the Ankus. I went and got myself some green d'hide stuff first, took those arrows to the Ankus, and started killing those. And I've spent quite a few hours at the Ankus at this point. I think I spent probably close to 50 hours there to get up to 68 ranged. And I basically just stayed there for as long as I had arrows. I went and bought some more arrows once, and I bought like 4.3k bronze and 3 point something k iron. I was just buying them in any world that they were cheap enough in, basically, and switching off between the two just so I could get a reasonable amount, which is probably what I'll continue to do whenever I buy arrows. It's not really worth it to use higher level arrows because they just cost a silly amount, and you could get like, 3, 4, 5 times as many lower level arrows and last so much longer for only a slightly smaller XP per hour. But yeah, the Ankus are a great place to train because of the law runes, and that's what I'm using now. I'm training crafting mainly, using these law runes. I teleport to Fowler after each run, and I'm going for 70 crafting right now. And that will unlock the ability for me to use an Amulet of Power, or I guess to make one and then use it, which has a +6 ranged offense bonus, which makes it the best in slot ranged amulet for free-to-play. I have not gotten the Amulet of Accuracy because once I get an Amulet of Power, that will just be a dead inventory space. And that would not really be ideal because you can only get the Amulet of Accuracy once ever on an Iron Man, because you only get it once after the quest, and then after that you can't get it anymore. So I only want to get that amulet if I'm sure that I will keep it. So I did all of this ranging with the strength amulet on because I didn't want to take that risk, because it would be nice to be able to keep the Amulet of Accuracy for a long time whenever I do happen to actually get it. Alright, here's level 50 fishing. I had about 1700 feathers in my inventory because I did like 1 to 20 ranged at chickens and picked up the feathers, so I figured I'd use those up because I want to get the inventory space cleared up and may as well put them to use. So both cooking and fishing are now at 50. I didn't cook the last like maybe 15 minutes of fish because I wanted them both to be even at 50, since I probably won't train them much after this for a while. But mainly I just wanted to clear up that inventory space, and I figured I may as well. So I've mostly been doing Ankus. I'm at 64 ranged right now, so that's been going pretty well. I've put in a good amount of hours there, and have these bronze arrows, so I'm going to use those up, and then after that I should have plenty of law runes. I already do have enough law runes for 70 crafting, so I'm just going to use up all the rest of these arrows so that I have more inventory space, because I have addy arrows too. Before I start crafting, I'll use up all the rune essence that I have, and then at some point during crafting I will get up to over 50 smithing. I think I'll wait till 54, because then I can make myth swords, but I will keep this myth ore, because that could turn into a fair amount of GP and XP, and I may as well, because smithing is the long-term goal. But yeah, I figured I'd get these 2 levels up, and it definitely contributes to the total level as well. So whenever you're doing Ankus, you tend to fill up on gems eventually, just from drops from the monsters and also from random events and stuff like that. So usually what I do with them is I get some gold bars and turn them into necklaces and sell them to the store here. You can get some decent money out of them, and definitely makes your profit a bit better from the Ankus. So I'd probably recommend doing that. It doesn't take too much extra time after the end of each run, and it will increase your GP, which means more arrows, which is good. Ankus seem to be basically sustainable just off of the coin drops. You should definitely pick up the coin drops if you kill them, because it does stack up to quite a bit over time. I think when I used up probably like 8,000 arrows, and I think I picked up around like 30k in just raw GP, maybe even 40k. And by the time I was done, including selling all of the necklaces I made, I probably had over 50k GP just from using arrows that cost me maybe 35k. So you do actually end up in the profit by killing Ankus even without using the law runes for crafting, so that's pretty cool. So I started to use up my rune essence after finishing all of the range that I needed to do because I want to get this inventory space cleared up, and right here should be 20 rune crafting, so I did 1 to 20 on air runes just because, believe it or not, talismans take forever to get. It took me 500 goblin kills to get an air talisman, which was not the most fun I've had on this game. Luckily I think I got fairly lucky with the body talisman. It didn't take me that many kills, but I got it from a hill giant. And I'm going to do body runes from here on out if I ever get any more essence. Well, this is the last run of body runes that I'm going to do for a while. Used up all my essence, and I'm at 27 rune crafting, which is where I'll stay until I go back to Ankus whenever I happen to do that. So it's kind of nice, it adds to the total level anyways. I've just been dropping the body runes because I don't think I'm going to use them. I kept the air runes though that I made until 20, so I'll use those for teleports. So next thing I'm going to do is walk back to Varrock, buy myself a whole bunch of water runes to use for teleporting to Falador, and I'm going to start on the long crafting grind to get to 70 crafting, and that's the big major goal that's going to happen next. So this is pretty much what crafting is looking like. I sell my holy symbols in 2 worlds. I can't be bothered. When I was doing 50, I was selling 5 per world and getting like an average of I think 68 GP per, but instead of hopping 5 times, I'm just going to hop once each time, and I get, I think, 50 GP per. I'm getting 1.1k GP per run, which is exactly the same amount of GP as crafting XP, so I can easily figure out how much money I'm going to have by the time I'm done with 70 crafting, which I think is going to be around 700k coins, and I'll still have, I think, like 400 law runes left, so if I used up all of those, I'd have well over a mil GP, which will really just go into arrows. I don't even know if I'll be able to spend that much on arrows because bronze and iron arrows really aren't that expensive unless you get, I guess, kind of unlucky if there's a bunch of people buying them at once, but you kind of have to wait until the right time when the shop isn't like over or understocked, I guess would be the word. But yeah, this is pretty much what crafting is. It's, you know, slow and it's kind of fun though. I mean, I don't know, I'm enjoying Ultimate Iron Man, just keeping things very simple. That's how you have to be if you're an Ultimate. You can't have anything extra. The more weight you have, the worse it is generally. The only thing I have on me that weighs anything is the rune pickaxe. This thing might weigh like half a kilogram or something. I don't know if it ends up actually mattering though, but I do need it. So yeah, I guess I'm really looking forward to 54 mining. I didn't notice I was close. That's cool. By the time I'm 70 crafting, I think it'll be like 68 mining or something. So that'll be nice. But yeah, really I'm just looking forward to getting my smithing level up to the point where I can make mithril swords, which is 54, and then I can get rid of all this mithril ore and clear up that inventory space so I can get an extra little bit of XP per run doing this. But I'm going to be like 66 crafting, I think, by the time I get 54 smithing, because I'm getting 13.7 smithing XP for every 50 crafting XP right now, so it's quite a bit slower smithing than crafting. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's looking like right now, so I hope you guys enjoy the progress. I'll probably have another video out when I get 70 crafting, or if I have enough to talk about at that point. I really hope that I'll get a diamond also, because I've only seen 1 diamond on this account so far. They seem pretty rare. My best bet is probably just getting like a Molly random event or something. I'm not really sure. But yeah, they're not at all common for monster drops, so it'll kind of suck if I end up having to wait a really long time before I even get a diamond, but may as well get the level either way, and it contributes to the smithing, which is the even more long-term goal in this account. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to drop a like, and I will see you all later with more progress.